What's going on, world? DS1 Ross. I'm back. We here, y'all. Thanks for tuning in. I told y'all I'd be back with part two. You know, I was outside, my phone died, so now I'm in the house, I'm on my computer. So we're gonna do part two. If anybody coming in the chat room, and y'all want to be part of the panel, just drop me your email in the chat, or y'all can email me and I will send y'all the link. Hey, what's up, Fabulous? Thanks for tuning in. Coming in, may y'all please hit the like button. That's very much appreciated. If y'all want panel to join in on this discussion, um, y'all can email me. Here's my email. Here's my email right there in the chat room. I appreciate everybody. We'll wait for some more people to go ahead and come through, and we gonna get this part two started. But y'all could go check out part one, and just for me to continue on from there, because I was cut off. Like I said, my phone died. But like I was saying, you know, mothers in particular, mothers, y'all are responsible for how a little girl goes out in the world and views how they view and interact with men. And when I say that, I'm saying that in reference to how she's going to present herself to men or to boys. It's a mother's job to teach a girl how to be a lady and how to be a woman. It's her father's job to keep her well aware of what this world is about and to teach her about men. What type of men are out there? Because that's what men are. Men are protectors. And the way you also protect women is by advising them what not to do, what to look out for. See, protection is not just always, physically protecting someone. And that's something that, you know, the women must understand about us men. Our advice that we give to our women, to our daughters, to our children, period, is to protect them. Because if I didn't care about you, if I didn't care about your well being, I wouldn't say the things that I say. You see, but it's a mother's job to teach that little girl how to be a lady, how to be a woman, how to be a functioning adult from the female aspect. A man cannot teach a girl how to be a woman. He has no clue. So if Aaliyah was hanging around R.Kelly when she was 12 years old, who they said was introduced to R. Kelly by her uncle. Her uncle introduced her to R. Kelly because her uncle was a producer that was in the music business also. So obviously, being that his niece was 12 years old, he had to go to his sister first and let his sister know about R. Kelly. And then it was his sister, which is Aaliyah's mom, it was her decision to bring her around him. But see, like I always say, where's the father at in this whole thing? Where's the father? Because see, we gotta understand something. And this is why I say, stop just looking at situations to place blame. Look at the situation to understand it for what it is. Because yeah, R. Kelly is a pedophile. He been one though. I'm pretty sure Aaliyah wasn't. See, this thing has created fake social media outrage because we're talking about celebrities. You see? We're talking about a celebrity. But this goes on in the hood every day. It just becomes a big thing when you find out celebrities are doing it, and it's because we hold celebrities to a higher standard than we hold regular people because we think that they're not when they actually are. They're just people with titles. They're just people with titles. Because guess what? R. Kelly didn't start liking little girls when he got a record deal. I'm pretty sure he liked young girls before that. I'm pretty sure he was messing with young girls became R. Kelly, the Pied Piper. It didn't take him to become R. Kelly, the songwriter and this great artist, to like young girls. What the fame did was make it easier for him to attract them to him. Because see, before we found out all this shit, all these women who crying on YouTube and social media about R. Kelly being nasty and creepy and dirty, they probably was fans of R. Kelly. When they were young, they was probably dancing up on young boys listening to R. Kelly. They aunts listened to R. Kelly, especially if you grew up in the projects or if you hung out in the projects. They play R. Kelly. Trust and believe. The love songs, all that. Back in the 90s, R. Kelly. Bump and grind. I don't see nothing wrong with a little bump and grind. Y'all think he was singing to grown women? You remind me of my Jeep. Y'all, y'all thought he was singing to grown women, though. Just like we had to find out decades later that Luther Vandross was singing to a man. We had to find out that Luther was gay. We had to find out in the grass like transsexuals. But these guys made beautiful music, and we thought they were singing to women. Are we sure they were singing to women, or were or was the guys, the heterosexual guys, were we singing these songs to women? We got to question that. We don't know if R. Kelly music was geared, you know, toward grown women. We don't know that. We only thought it was when we were kids because our mothers, our aunts, and all of they homegirls was singing this kind of music. But he could have been talking about little girls the whole time. You remind me of my car. Women love that song. Bump and grind, Jeep. Love them songs. Those are cult classics. Those is hood classics. And I remember the young girls growing up that I grew up with. They loved R. Kelly. Now they all on my timeline. Oh, he's so nasty. Oh, he's this. Oh, he's that. Oh, you forgot when we was 10 years old, though, you was dancing to his music, though. Oh, you forgot. You forgot? You forgot you was singing 12 play. Forgot, right? Y'all forgot about that. Oh, now y'all realized that he could have been singing to y'all when y'all was 10 years old and not when y'all was 22. You see? See, it's all in the music. See, this is why I don't separate the man from the music, because the music comes from the man. The music comes from the man. I believe he had plenty of subliminal messages in his music. He wrote Age Ain't Nothing But a Number. He telling you right there that he feel like it's okay. That pedophilia is that's what he's saying when he says age ain't nothing but a number. And that's how he made Aaliyah feel because she was having sex with a grown man as a child. You see? That and then you had when I was younger, you had girls saying that oh, age ain't but a number. It don't got nothing to do with how old somebody is. It's about how they act. See, this is stuff that was being said from when I was young. Oh, but now R. Kelly's nasty and he's creepy and he's dirty. He made a birthday song. Ain't nothing wrong with making a birthday song. But see, let me tell you something. R. Kelly's a Capricorn. I'm a Capricorn. And we are great at being subliminal when we want to be. Okay. So when he said, it's your birthday, and he naming all these girls' names, go Sherelle, it's your birthday. Go it's your birthday. Who are these girls? He's just naming names. Oh, you thinking too far into it. Well, that's your opinion. But it's already out there that he's a pedophile. So if that's what you want to say, then that's what you want to believe. Cool. I'm not arguing with nobody. But it's in the music that R. Kelly likes young women. It's there. It's there. In the sex tape that he got caught up with, he had nothing but young girls on it. He had the little young girl peeing on the floor. Little young girls. Nothing but young girls in it. It wasn't a sex tape with grown women. It was a sex tape with young girls. Exactly. Anna Leah was a cat. Yeah. We do things with purpose. Trust and believe. You won't hold it against me, huh, Rainy Woman? It's all good. Capricorns do get a bad rap. It's all good. What sign don't? And it is what it is. But I know he put it in his music. You see? So, like I said, this fake social media outrage is what made me want to do this. This is what made me want to do this because I'm sick of this. I'm sick of the the media dictating how we think and how we respond to things. Like we don't see that, but these are the same people who like to call themselves conscious and put all this conscious shit all over Facebook and want to wear ankhs and but how conscious are you when these people are still thinking for you? You're an automaton. You're not a human. You're not thinking for yourself. These people tell you how to think. They tell you how to feel. They tell you how to process things. Most of these people ain't doing that shit themselves. Because, like I said, if they was, they wouldn't be shocked about this coming out about R. Kelly. Do y'all know R. Kelly paid millions of dollars for all that shit about that sex tape to get swept under the rug? R. Kelly been doing this. This ain't nothing new. If y'all thought that that sex tape didn't prove he was a pedophile, then y'all sleep. They was selling the sex tapes all through New York. This was I was in high school. Me and my homies watched the tape. Yeah, nothing but young girls up there, man. Nothing but young girls. And the reason why it was so heavily being sold up in New York is because the dude who was trying to extort R. Kelly was from New York. Because he went to R. Kelly was having a party in his house. And he's a street cat. And street dudes, real big time street dudes, they connected to the industry. It's always been that way. And he was in the party. I won't say the guy's name. He was in the party at R. Kelly's house. And you know how niggas do. We wander off. Or we in a mansion. Let me go look around this nigga house. So he started looking around his house. Stumbled off into a room and found some tapes. Next thing you know, the tape is being bootlegged in DVD form all through New York City when I was in high school. If I'm not mistaken, I think I was in like the 10th grade, ninth or 10th. He was trying to extort R. Kelly because R. Kelly never wanted the world to know he was a pedophile. Oh, I got you, World News. I got you. Check it right now. Yeah. Yeah. So y'all gotta understand that. This ain't nothing new. This ain't nothing new for R. Kelly. This ain't his first rodeo. R. Kelly paid for a lot of stuff to get swept under the rug, man. Yeah. And see right now, what they actually are trying to do is they're trying to ruin his reputation. See, this is what happens when, you know, um you decide to be a part of certain things. See, they already knew a long time ago. Shout out to Psycho. See, they already knew a long time ago about R. Kelly. They knew, you know? They knew. This is nothing new. Just like they knew about a lot of these people. They knew about Bill Cosby. They know what these people be doing. Trust and believe, they know what these people do. But the fake social media outrage is what pisses me off because y'all don't want to have the whole conversation. Like I said, y'all don't want to talk about how a lot of these young women, when they're young, they go and be with grown men. A lot of these young women virginities was broken by grown men. A lot of these young women was in high school and their boyfriends was in college. And see, they promote that in movies. When you got the little young Caucasian girl, she dating the high school football star. He in the 12th grade getting ready to go to college. She a freshman. But nobody wants to talk about that. This is nothing new. This is why I say it's fake media outrage. That's what it seemed like to me. I don't let the media dictate how I think and how I feel. Because guess what? If you do, you ain't as conscious as you think you are. There you go, world news. I just sent you the link, bro. And we need to stop letting this fake social media outrage dictate to us how we think and how we feel. No doubt, Pretty Apple. Thanks for tuning in too. Spirit of Truth. Thanks for tuning in. This is nothing new, man. And one thing also we have to start to ponder on, are these children being sold to these people? Think about that. Did Aaliyah's mother sell her to R. Kelly? Because that happens in the industry all the time. This is nothing new. This is no conspiracy. This is true. And how we know it's true, we have an example right here on YouTube. His name is Hassan Campbell, who was part of the Zulu Nation, who was sold to Bambaataa by his mother. How do we know that? Because he said Bambaataa used to pay bills in his mother's house. Bambaataa used to put food on the table. Now, why would a man be paying bills and putting food on the table if he just having a consensual relationship with someone's child? It's because he's paying the parent for giving up their child. That's why. That's why he was paying bills in Poppy house. That's why. That's why he was putting food on that table in Poppy house. Because his moms sold him to the Zulus. Sex trafficking is real. Sex slaves. This is real stuff. And there's a lot of children in the industry who were sold by their parents and from young were being molested and raped. And after a while, you just willingly give it up. And what comes along being the being the pet to these millionaires, or you get trinkets. This is what the other girls were saying in the Surviving R. Kelly movie. R. Kelly took care of them girls when they was young. Took care of them. This is why they had no problem with being there. This is why the girl said when Aaliyah first came around, she ain't even have no swag. She was so young. She was 12. She didn't even know how to be a woman. So the other women who was there, the other young girls who was already broken in and already knew how to be sexy, they taught her. They taught her the game. Okay. And R. Kelly took care of them women for a long time. And if some of those women were given up by those women parents gave them up to R. Kelly was paying their parents too. And that's what I think happened with Aaliyah. That's what I believe happened with Aaliyah. She was sold, man. Because don't sit here and tell me that your 12-year-old daughter just run off with some 28-year-old man and you just lost about it. I won't believe that. You see? But now we got all these people on the internet. Oh, R. Kelly, he's a monster. He's this, he's that. He's nasty. Are you still gonna listen to Bump and Grind? When you want to get it cracking one night with your man, you still gonna put on that Bump and Grind, right? Shout out to my brother Sonny in the building. Hmm? Are y'all still gonna be listening to R. Kelly? If he's so nasty and creepy and dirty, I bet y'all still listen to him. You see? And there's nothing wrong if y'all gonna listen to him. Listen for the messages in the music, cause it's there. Go look up what a Pied Piper is. Y'all go look it up. Y'all go find out what really be going on. See, it's a lot of stuff we don't pay attention to, and you know why we don't pay attention to it? It's because they tell us not to, and that's the problem that we have. The problem that we have is we're letting these people dictate how we think, and that needs to stop. We're claiming consciousness. Remember, we are conscious. Remember, so if we are so aware, then what are we doing? What are we doing if we're so aware? Because this ain't nothing new for R. Kelly. Peace and love, Bismillah. Shout out to crew. Shout out to Candy on the check-in. We need to really sit back and pay attention. And like I said in part one, y'all mothers, stop telling y'all little girls to go be with grown men. Stop telling y'all teenage daughters not to mess with little boys to go be with grown men. Stop doing that because that's a problem too. Y'all telling these little girls to go be with grown men, and then when they go be with a grown man, y'all got a problem with it. You can't have your cake and eat it too. Indeed, Bismillah, we must heal before we build. Definitely. And see, part of that goes back into it's a generational thing with our women teaching our daughters to go after grown men at a young age because they heard they mamas say it, they heard they aunties and all that say it too. You 16 telling this little girl 16 years old and you telling her don't be with nobody who can't take care of you. She's 16 years old. We need to change the narrative, family. This been going on for generations. This ain't just start. Like I said, it's only blown up the way it is because it's R.Kelly. But what about the big time drug dealer that's in the neighborhood smashing all the young girls and buying them sneakers? What about them? What about them? This is what I mean by fake social media outrage. Because what about those guys? They could get the young pretty girls too. Because it's about resources. Yeah, they was definitely trying to smash, for sure. For sure. But trying and doing is something different. And once you make a young girl feel like it's okay for her to go out there and go after them dudes, that's how they end up smashing. Cause a dude can holler all day, but once you stop and you talk, most dudes he gonna get what he want, straight up. So the narrative needs to be changed because, like I said, there's plenty of women that'll tell and that have told me that they have been being approached by grown men since they was 10 years old, 11 years old. Pedophiles gonna always be around. But how do we protect our children from them? How do we do that? How we gonna do that? That's the that's what we need to be talking about. We got all types of people in this world. And just because we don't like the way they are, don't mean that they're not going to exist. The conversation should be about how do we avoid them? And the number one way we can avoid that type of stuff is what we teach our children. Now, if they don't listen to us and something happens to them, that's something different. Now, if they're kidnapped or forcefully taken advantage of, that's something different. But if you telling a young girl from the time she's 10, 11 years old that she need to go be with a grown man when you know that the pedophiles are running rampant and she end up with a 22-year-old boyfriend at 14, then what? That's a fact, Sonny. Know what type time I'm on. And see, this is why I want a daughter. Because when I have my daughter, because I know I'm going to have a daughter. And when I have my daughter, I'm going to tell her, don't worry about no boyfriend. The only person that's supposed to be taking care of you, besides your mother, is me. Don't look for no man to take care of you. I'ma take care of you. Oh yeah, that happens. Exactly, India. I'm seeing a lot of that too, India. Some men are hypocrites. That's a fact. That's why I look at the whole spectrum. I'm not just looking at R. Kelly. Not just looking at him. I'm looking at everybody. Cause remember, they said Aaliyah was 12. They said she was 12 when she met R. Kelly. She wasn't 15. She wasn't 16. She wasn't 17. She was 12. That means she was still in junior high school. My son is 13. He in the eighth grade. So that means Aaliyah was in seventh grade when she met R. Kelly. She was 12. She was 12. 12. Okay? She wasn't 18 and he was 28. She wasn't 17 and he was 28. She was 12. So that means her mother bought her to R. Kelly. Her mother bought her to the pedophile. Exactly, Bismillah. Exactly. Because men know why other men do things. Come on. True, India. That's obviously that was R. Kelly. R. Kelly thought he was clear because he didn't caught. He didn't get caught. He didn't get caught. But like I said, I'm gonna open up the panel. If y'all want to join the panel and say something, touch on this topic real quick. Um, I'm gonna send out the link, and y'all could jump on this panel and just give me y'all perspectives on this. You know, that's why I came back and did a part two because I definitely wanted some feedback. 2019, I'm gonna start doing some more panels as much as I can. I haven't did a panel in so long. I'm gonna definitely start getting the people up here, man. So if y'all want to join the panel, just drop your emails in the chat. I email y'all the link. It's all love. It's all love, y'all. Shout out to everybody in the chat. I appreciate it. I really do. Y'all also go check out my relationship series, part one, episode one, date on your level. Y'all go check that out. Also, I will be doing part two, probably if not tonight, tomorrow. I will be doing episode two. Episode two is called The Representative. I know I set up a live to do it the other day, but I wasn't feeling well. So we definitely gonna get that in. So y'all go check out episode one, Date on Your Level. Date on Your Level. And it's called the Relationship Series. REALATIONSHIPS. Relationship Series. Relationship Series. Because we need to make our relationships real. We need to stop fronting. So the Relationship Series is on here. Y'all could go check it out. Episode one is Date on Your Level. No doubt, no doubt. Shout out to you, Malik. I appreciate the support, brother. I appreciate that, pretty apple. Much love. But this fake social media outrage, man, is not what's up. Shout out to the chef in the building. We letting a goddamn movie spark our mentals. Now everybody talking about it. I knew R.Kelly was a pedophile when I was in high school. I saw the tape for myself, and he had them young girls up there. Straight up. So this is no surprise to me. But like I said, if y'all want to join the panel, drop y'all emails and I'll send y'all the link. If not, I'll wrap this up in a minute. I appreciate all y'all for tuning in. Of course, much love to y'all. But this whole surviving R. Kelly shit is it's nonsense. It's nonsense, man. It's nonsense. See, we also gotta pay attention to the downfall of a celebrity. Most celebrities, when they about to plummet, they always get um they always get embarrassed in the media first. Thanks, Raining Woman. I just sent you the link. Oh yeah, I did. I peeped that too. I peeped that too, Krista. Thanks for tuning in, sis. You already know, home team. Yup, his sales definitely went up because they doing what I said earlier. Go listen to the music. It's in there. It's in the music, y'all. He telling y'all who he is. He telling y'all who he is. I just sent it to you, Raining Woman. Yep, good point. Good point, Krista. They have to build up the hype, get a cash grab, then do the off with the head thing. Good point. Good point. I believe that's exactly how they give it up too. I'm just sending some links out, y'all. Bear with me. I appreciate y'all still tuning in. check your check your email, raining woman. Check your email. I just emailed it to you. Check your email. Yeah, R. Kelly's a predator, bro. He been preying on young women for forever. Even before he blew up into what he is now. My man Corey Holcomb, 5150 show. He from Chicago. He said it years ago. He said R. Kelly. He said R. Kelly used to be up at the junior high schools, the middle schools, and the high schools, trying to recruit women for his videos. This is before he blew up into being a Pod Piper R&B. It's no secret, man. It's no secret. Just like it's no secret in New York that Bambaataa is a pederast. That's no secret in the streets of New York. He's a pederast. He been touching little boys. That's what he do. That's what he do. He play with little boys. That's nothing new. No doubt, no doubt. Okay, raining woman. I put it at Gmail. You put it at Ymail. Okay. I thought that was a typo. I got you, Raina. Yeah, Dr. York. I mean, it's nothing new. It's nothing new. I sent it to you, random woman. Hopefully you get it this time. Yeah, Dr. York. I mean, it's not a secret, man. Pedophilia and all this stuff is a very big thing that is a taboo subject, man. And now with this whole surviving R. Kelly thing, you got people going crazy on social media. Going crazy. Going crazy, man. And me, it's just like, to me, it's like chickens coming home to roost. Hello, rainy woman. How you doing?
Peace, DS1. I am blessed and grateful. How are you?
I'm great. Great to hear from you.
Awesome. Thank you for allowing me to be on. I missed part of what you were saying. because I went to go check on one of my neighbors, and so I saw when I came back that you were asking people to come on. So is there anything like where are you right now in the discussion?
Well, I don't know if you had listened to part one or if you was tuned in.
I was
I
tuned
can't.
in to part one.
Okay, and basically, I wanted to come back and do a part two to finish the little bit I was saying, and I
Hmm.
also being that y'all was communicating a lot in the chat. I just wanted to open up the panel for part two, just to get to get people's perspective on this whole situation.
Right.
That's all.
Well, I didn't watch. Well, I don't have cable, so I don't watch those channels anyway. But just from what I've been hearing and everything, or what was being said, I was just like, dang, you know. But at the same time, I'm not really surprised because, like you said, he been telling us who he was when he hooked up with Aaliyah. That was enough sign right there, you know, because we knew that he was a real grown man, and we knew Aaliyah was a kid. So that raised my eyebrows then. And then when the thing came out, when other people started coming out with stuff and everything, and people had their different defenses and stuff like that, I actually had an opportunity to meet someone that worked for R. Kelly. Actually, that works as a double for him, and so I brought it up to him and everything, and he was like, he just shook his head and he was like, just pray. That's all he would say. He just shook his head. He just said, I can't talk on it. Just pray. And I left it, you know, I left it at that. But one thing that you said about the girls saying that they wanted older guys, wanted to talk to other guys and stuff when you were growing up, it's like that's crazy to me because even though the girls were being fast, it's still the adult's responsibility to be an adult, right? And I understand that it can be hard or challenging when you have a lot of people that's doing this because it's not like R. Kelly is the only one. It's, you know, he's not. Like you said, he's a celebrity, so he's in the public eye, and that's what draws more attention to him because of that factor. But he's definitely not the only one. But for the girls, you know, I do think that they and their parents share some responsibility, but that doesn't take away from the adult being the adult and the one that's supposed to do the right thing and hold a better judgment in spite of a child. Because kids don't know no better. Period. They might have an idea, but they don't really know what they're getting themselves into. You know, and when even when they are exposed to different things, unfortunately, like through their family and things like that, unfortunately, they still don't know that what they've been exposed to was something that was wrong and not beneficial to them. I'm astonished how many women were, you know, even allowing, never mind the dads, but I'm astonished by how many women actually allowed their children, their daughters, to even have boyfriends and bring boys home and all that kind of stuff. 'Cause like I said, when I was growing up, I had to be 16 years old before I could officially have a boyfriend, official boyfriend. And even with an official boyfriend, that didn't mean I could really go out with him and stuff like that. So a lot of things that I did sneaking. You know, I had to sneak to wear lip gloss and wipe lip gloss off before I came home. Then right off my face. So um, it's crazy. But the parents definitely should be held accountable too. You know, because how are kids so much out of your control? You know, where they have nothing to guide them back home. I had a guiding post, you know, my teaching and my upbringing and the standard that was set in the house was my guiding post. And that's why I think a lot of people are missing is they're missing the guiding post. They're missing that lighthouse. And it's not society's responsibility to provide a lighthouse. The lighthouse starts at home.
I totally agree. And That is the exact point that I was gonna make to Keisha from the hood that's in the chat. She says this is not just about R. Kelly. Young black girls are being exploited by grown ass men. It's more common than you think. First of all, it's not just young black girls, it's girls, period.
Yeah.
That's number one. Number two, number two, you learn and you accept certain things based on what you experience in your household. Okay? So what we have to understand is that we're playing adopt me. That'll be there soon, okay? Let me finish my show. Adopt me is real. It's a real game. Yeah, you can adopt people in real life. Yeah. Close the door. Now, like I was saying, we have to look at the environment and the parents that these children are growing up around. And we have to pay attention to the narratives that are being spoke to these into these children's minds. Like I said, I heard growing up my whole life, young girls my age telling me and my friends that we were little boys.
That's crazy.
We were told that. I don't like you. I want a grown man. And then when she end up
Mm-mm.
and then when she end up a teenage mother, y'all go
Right.
and blame the man,
Right.
but you sent her to go be with a man. Because you
Right.
told her when she was 10 and you knew she started liking little boys in her class.
Right.
You and I still hear mothers tell little girls that to this day. Don't like none of them little boys in your class. They dirty. You need to get you a grown man.
Oh
Why
my
are you telling a
God.
10-year-old that?
That is scary.
Why are you telling a 10-year-old that? Why are you telling a 14, 15-year-old girl this? The only man that need to be in her life is her father. And if she ain't got no father in her life, how about an uncle? How about a
Right.
mentor?
Right.
You throwing your daughter to the wolves.
Literally.
And then you get mad when the wolves eat. The wolves
Right.
gotta eat.
Well, we gotta eat.
So we gotta stop looking at things from more of a practical standpoint.
Right.
We have to begin to look at it and say, listen, what can we change for this situation to not happen to me or
Right.
to people around me? Because pedophiles are going to exist.
Yeah, they are. Exactly.
People are people.
Right.
Nobody's going to stop a pedophile from existing. There's
Exactly.
pedophiles in our families.
Right.
There's crackheads in our families.
Come on.
So we got to be honest. We got to be real. We got to stop generalizing and making everything into a bashing or a shaming fest. We got
Right.
to look at what we need to do for things like this to not happen.
Exactly. You know,
Because
and
if Aaliyah was 12 years old and was
12.
introduced to R. Kelly at 12, why is
Right.
she being introduced to this man at 12?
Right. And being left alone. And being left
Right.
alone with him. When her mother said all the things that her mom said was just nothing but a cover up, protection of their own legacy, her own namesake, and denial. They failed Aaliyah. Aaliyah, Aaliyah couldn't have gotten married if they were always around her. That couldn't have happened. It couldn't have happened.
Thank you.
But when Aaliyah first came out and they started doing interviews, and I wish somebody could dig up that footage, they said that they allowed Aaliyah, her parents said that they allowed Aaliyah to be alone with R. Kelly because they trusted him. There's footage of that. That was in an interview. I wish somebody could dig that up.
Great point. Great point. I hope somebody do a video showing that and make sense on why they said they trusted R. Kelly with Aaliyah because they said that Aaliyah's uncle is the one who introduced Aaliyah to R. Kelly
Right.
because her uncle was a producer in the music business who knew R. Kelly.
Now let's talk about this. What was in it for him in
Thank
order
you.
for him to go get Aaliyah?
Hmm.
I believe in I believe in sacrifices, right? I believe the industry does sacrifices. And in some kind of way, at some point in time, if you are major, now if you're minor, it don't matter, but if you're a major in the industry, you have to give up something or somebody, right? So what if he offered Aaliyah, because it's not like Aaliyah was not talented. Aaliyah was highly talented. And she was beautiful, right? And she had a very angelic like spirit. You could tell that she had some kind of covering over her. At some point throughout her, you could tell she had some kind of covering, but she was very talented, right? What if, and this is just um, theoretically speaking, what if she was his sacrifice?
Interesting. That's very, very interesting because I do believe in that too. Because as as we all know, if we don't know, we should know that the Jacksons sold their kids to the industry.
Mm-hmm.
They did the same thing.
Right,
Um, just like those guys, they're my age now. Mark B2K.
right,
They were sold to the industry.
right,
And their older brothers was sold before them, who was immature. A lot of people don't know that immature is the older brothers to B2K.
right,
They don't even, a lot of people can't even make that distinction. Marcus Houston was the leader of immature. And who was the leader of B2K?
right,
Amarion, who's his little brother.
right,
And um Jay Boog, his older brother was an immature, and so was Raz B. All of that's their older brothers. IMX is B2K's older brothers. They all were under Chris Stokes, who
right.
was molesting them, who were
Mm.
raping them boys.
Right, right,
So now let's look at another story. We have Irv Gotti and Ashanti.
right.
Come to find out years later, this came out years about 5 years ago. They found out that Irv Gotti was madly in love with Ashanti. When he first got
Mm.
Ashanti, Ashanti was 16.
Wow.
Irv Gotti's in his 50s now.
So if he's in his 50s now and he got a hold of Ashanti when she was 16, that means he was about 30 years old.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. This is what I'm saying.
And
This
when
is
these children are innocent, if
mhm.
they're innocent, right, and if they're truly being looked at as children, what business do they have? And if their parents are really okay with them, really covering them, why would their parents allow them to sing grown folks lyrics? See, because when we was growing up, there was a such thing, there was a separation of what was our music, regular music, and then there was grown folks music. My parents didn't allow me and my brothers and stuff to sing grown folks lyrics. It didn't matter if we was at a barbecue, a reunion, a get together, whatever. Kids go outside and play. When you come around and the grown folks doing anything, laughing, whatever, listen to the music, jamming or whatever, you come get say what it is that you want, and you go on back about your business. Go get out grown folks' face and get out grown folks' place. Go over there and play with the kids. If there was something coming on the radio and you started singing something or whatever, like I remember Two Live Crew came out when I was a teenager. And being funny, because I was I had my little funny ways. Being funny, I tried to play uh one of them songs, and I don't remember which one it was, around my stepdad. And he was like, "Oh no, not here. What was who? No, and no." But they was grown men. I was testing my father. I was testing them, but I already knew that nah, that's not something that we do. I wasn't gonna. I knew for sure. Like I couldn't go to my parents. I want to go to a Two Live Crew concert. A what? No, not happening. That's not grown. That's grown folks stuff. Even though their audience was really a lot of teenagers and young adults, it was still grown folk music. So if you are governing and really watching over your children in the industry, why are you allowing them to even sing grown folks lyrics? Like in Mature, they used to be having videos with their shirts off. Why little boys got their shirts off in videos?
Exactly. Gyrating in young girls' faces.
Right. I couldn't even go to a concert like that.
Exactly. And then we wonder why we see the emergence of the teenage mom in
Right.
our community.
Right. Oh, and
Because
a mad increase.
right, because y'all are introducing them into the world of sex.
Right,
When
right.
naturally, us being human beings, humans are naturally sexual. So
Right,
at a certain age, sex is gonna kick in
right,
in any person's mind, a male or female.
right,
So if you know your daughter is 12 years old, you already know 9 times out of 10 she's starting to like boys.
right,
If she haven't yet, she probably kissed a boy or she like a boy.
right.
So why would you let her go to a B2K concert and they
By
pumping in her
herself,
face?
by herself.
Right.
If she's
Or
gonna
with her other friends who are 12 and
exactly,
13.
exactly. What happened to guardianship?
Right.
Because there used to be parents used to have to let their children go, or they wouldn't let their children go without there being a guardian. If there was going to be a house party or a birthday party at somebody's house, it had to be a guardian. And the parents that are involved had to know the parents of the person that they were throwing a party for.
Indeed. Indeed. That's a fact. But you know what happened?
What happened?
Somewhere down the line, the adults dropped the ball.
Yeah,
And
I agree.
and that's how the children become victims.
That's how the children become victims, right?
And this is my point. This is my whole point behind this whole thing dealing with these pedophiles and these pederasts.
Right.
Somewhere down the line, the parents dropped the ball. You
And that
cannot.
means the parents failed the child.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Does that stop R. Kelly from being a pedophile?
No, it
No.
doesn't. He's
Does
still a
that
pedophile.
stop? Does that justify any of these nasty actions that these people are doing? These
Not at
heinous
all.
acts? No. But we looking at things in from reality.
Right.
Reality is these people exist in the world. There are
Right.
monsters out here.
Yes.
The problem is, how do you protect your family from the monster?
Exactly. Because you can't expect a monster to not be a monster.
Thank you.
That's like expecting a snake to not do it, to not bite you because it's a snake. No, a snake is going to be a snake.
Thank you. Thank you. And this is why I say this is fake social media outrage. Because they only talking about how nasty R. Kelly is, but you ain't talking about how nasty and disgusting her mother is.
You got to talk about the whole thing.
Thank
In
you.
order to get into real solutions, you have to look at the whole problem, not
Thank you.
part of the problem.
Not part of the problem. Not part of the problem. And this is my whole reason for speaking about this, because at the end of the day, this is something that's that people sway away from. They don't like to talk about it.
Because they don't want to be, you know what? Because they don't want to be held accountable.
Facts.
They don't want the mirror looking back at them.
Mm-hmm.
But it's our responsibility to look that mirror back in their face. Because to just shame one person, right? And the industry is going to use as many people as they can on the lower end to distract from those that are troublesome. If you don't get your tail, excuse me, get down. Thank you very much. Okay. um, if there are many monsters in the industry, right? Especially in the higher ups, in the higher rankings. So they're going to throw as many people on the lower end under the bus to divert and distract from us looking at those and holding those on the higher end accountable.
Yep. Exactly.
And then
Exactly.
after they put all this stuff in your face, because they control also what's going to make mainstream, right? So clearly they don't have your children's best interest at heart when they're pushing, when they are teaching and showing what they're going to allow to be mainstream. And if they are telling your children and guiding your children in a way to act that is, if it's what you say, that's contrary to your teaching and contrary to their benefit and them being children, when they are looking out for their best interest first. Sex does sell. Sex will always sell. Why? Because the lust of the eyes and the lust of the flesh is actually the beginning to the destruction of any individual.
Mm. That's the truth. That is the truth. And this is why I say we must hold ourselves accountable. And see the we gotta understand, man. A lot of us we say we gotta hold ourselves accountable, but we won't be honest.
Right.
We have to be honest. I grew up in the 90s. I was born in 86. I grew up in the 90s. All of my all of my homegirls that I grew up with when we was in elementary school together, do you know that the majority of them, about 60% of them became teenage mothers?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And you know why? Because they mamas was listening, drinking, and getting high to R.Kelly
Right. Around them. In their
around
presence.
them. They was
In their
singing.
presence.
The girls was singing 12 play.
Come on. Right.
They was singing it. They
Right.
was singing Jeep. They was singing Bump and Grind.
Right.
They was singing this stuff. And you know why they was singing it? Because they was we all was exposed to it.
Right. Right.
We all was. We all were. So at the end
Being
of the day,
seduced. Being
thank you.
seduced through the
Thank
music.
you. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
You took the words out my mouth, sis. Because now when the little girl is walking home from school, she in
Mm-hmm.
junior high school, she walking home from school and the big time drug dealer pull
Mm-hmm.
up on her in the Lexus and he
Mm-hmm.
playing You Remind Me of My Jeep.
Mm-hmm.
It clicks right in her brain. Oh,
Right.
oh, that's R. Kelly. And then she look at his car, and then she look at he
Uh-huh.
got jewelry. Oh, he
Right.
got money. Oh,
Right.
Auntie always told me to be with a grown man, so she go
Right.
get in the car.
Right. Right. Right.
And then the why y'all don't see the little girl no more.
Come on. Right.
Then you wonder why she got kidnapped.
Right. Right.
We have to watch the narratives we are pushing to our children
Yep.
because they're going to walk according to our teachings.
Right. But you know, we can't now we're also in the era of you can't tell nobody nothing, right? You can't
Hmm.
you can't tell nobody's kids nothing, right?
Right.
You you know, cause that ain't your kid. If I see somebody walking down the street, with looking, half naked and whatnot, and I know that their parents at work and they don't see what's going on, and then I go tell, hey little girl, what you doing? Your mama wants you out here like that? Your mama know who's that? Who's that boy parked in front of your house? Who's that man? Who are you? Um, that ain't your place to talk to my daughter about what she got on and this and that. I used to get mocked. I used to get. My mother was very overprotective. She didn't know how to really explain what not, how to explain the reason behind everything. So my mother came from the generation of do as I say, not what I do, but do as I say. Do as I. Don't ask me why. Just do it because I said so. And you try to get anything further than that, you're back talking and you might start missing teeth.
Right.
Right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But she was clear in her directions of what not to do and what I could do. So I used to get teased a lot because I couldn't do what all the other girls and stuff was doing and this and that. And I couldn't hang out like they hung out. So sometimes I would sneak. I used to always get in trouble for sneaking. Boy, I swear. I'll sneak out a window in a minute. I just want to hang out. But I didn't know that all the other people and stuff was like they was really wilding out. They were out because they could be out, right? They didn't have their parents weren't telling them what they couldn't do. My family, my household had restrictions, so I had to sneak out, and I had to sneak back in. And anytime I got caught, which was a lot, I guess I would really, I wasn't meant to like really do those things because I always got caught. I would get a beating, and I would get punished. But I used to get teased about that. But out of all the teasing and everything, my mother didn't have a problem coming up and dragging me out of somewhere. You know, if I'm at a school dance and I wasn't supposed to be there, my mother would show up and I didn't tell you to come to this dance. Come on, and
Yeah.
come on. I didn't, you didn't ask me, could you? Or you asked me and I told you, oh, you want to do what you want to do, okay. So I used to get teased, but damn near everybody I went to school with had babies real early. Their lives right now is not worth nothing. And I hate to say that, but I mean, it is what it is. But I'm the one that got teased. I'm the one that got teased. I'm
Mm-hmm.
glad, but I'm glad. I am thankful. I thank my mama every day, even though she's no longer here. I still am like, man, I thank you, for those teachings. I didn't understand. I didn't get it. I didn't get it right away. But when I did get it, when it did click in, but one thing it did do, though, it did stop me from being fast. I might sneak out, but I ain't finna, do what people was doing. Like I was astonished when junior high, girls were having boyfriends, 4, 5 boyfriends, drug dealers, and having sex when I was in junior high. I couldn't even tell a boy my name in junior high. If I'm walking home with a group of people and somebody asks me my name and they didn't go to school with me, so they know my name, I have to tell them. I had to tell them what you at, why you want to know, why you want to know. No, you can't walk with me. No, you can't walk with us. I'm with them. I'm with them. And if they veered off, if anybody from the group veered off, I had to stick with the one that was not veering off, or call somebody. Those were my instructions. And my mama had neighbors watching us. So just in case I was gonna get out of line like that, the neighbors were gonna tell her all the time. And I'm 16, 17 years old.
And see, I'm glad you brought that up because as you can see right now, and I'm talking to the chat right now. If y'all go and check Rain and Woman's channel out, you can tell that she's an older woman. She's not that old. I'm not saying she's that old, y'all. She's an older woman, and she's attractive. You could
Thank
tell
you.
that you can tell that she's preserved. She's a preserved woman. There's nothing wrong with being a preserved woman. See, when
Mm-mm.
I was growing up, It was cool for a young girl to be fast. It was cool. It was cool for a young girl to go out and to have two, three, four boyfriends. Mute yourself, JT. You got some background noise, bro. But and how I know this was cool is because I listened to the conversations that they had. It was cool for a young girl. I got three boyfriends. My curfew is 2 o'clock in the morning.
Oh my
She
God.
14. So my message to all of the younger women out there: preserve yourself.
Yes, indeed.
There's
And
nothing wrong. Don't be in a hurry to ruin to break your own heart. Because
right.
being fast, this is what it's gonna do to y'all. It's gonna break your heart, young
Yes.
women. It's gonna break down your body
Yes.
and it's gonna break down your mind.
Yes. Then
So
you're
if
gonna
you wanna
run
be
around here be bitter.
preserved, exactly. If you wanna be preserved, if you wanna grow into a lady like Raining Woman, see how sweet she is?
Oh,
Cause
thank you.
she preserved herself. She don't have no malice in her heart for men.
Mm-mm.
Cause she ain't had a Christmas list full of them.
Come on.
This is why it's good to preserve yourself, ladies. It's good. I'm talking about from young. Don't feel like you gotta have sex to prove yourself.
Mm-mm.
You see?
Oh, and you know what, she? You know what, she? I didn't wait till I was in my 30s and my 40s to get it together. I didn't wait to start preserving myself because I already valued my body. And God had this way of like also putting different people around me too. I found this young lady on Facebook I went to school with, and nice young lady still and everything, come from a nice family. And I told her, I asked her about her uncle. She had two uncles that were the same. They were young because they were in the same. They were the same age bracket as my older brothers, but they were her uncles. But sometimes when we'll be at their house and stuff, and it'd be all the kids getting together, and sometimes they get to playing around and being a little rough and being a little frustrated. Her two uncles would always pull out of everybody. They would always pull me out and say, "Don't you don't belong over there." Look, they were telling me that even though they own niece and other family is in the mix, they'll pull me out and say, "You don't belong over there. Don't
Mm,
worry about that. Don't worry about that." Mm-mm,
mm,
mm.
that's
Right?
interesting.
So when I found her on Facebook, I told her, I said, "I want you to tell your uncles that I thank them and I appreciate them because they assisted in the protection of me. And it meant a lot. I never forgot it. Never forgot it. Sometimes I could call one of them if I was in trouble. Because all my brothers were older, right? So I'm pretty much the baby. So sometimes if I'm in trouble or I feel like I'm, not in good stress, whatever, I could call one of them. And I told her, I said, "You tell them that I remember it. And I say thank you because I appreciate what they did. All these years later, I appreciate what they did. I understand."
That's powerful, and I'm glad you gave that example because ever since this thing have came out, this has been another tactic for the powers that be to keep playing on our black women to put the message out on social media that black men don't protect black girls
Right,
because that's what else that's the spinoff of this situation that they put out here for us to eat up. Now
right.
you got a bunch of celebrity women on Instagram and all over social media talking about how black women are not protected by black men.
Right. But you know what too? You know what too? Is and I've said this in some of the other spaces, some of the other male spaces. It really a lot has to do with how you carry yourself, right? No matter what, they knew that I was a girl. Even though I could fight, and even though I had brothers, they knew I was still a girl. I was still and I carry myself and I act like a girl. Even now, even now as a woman, men open doors for me at grocery stores. They don't know me. They don't know me. They'll open doors. They'll push my basket. They'll carry bags. But if I was mean mugging, if my attitude was stank, if I act like I'm always ready to fight and be combative with a man, especially a black man, would they do that? Probably not.
Great point. Great point.
I'm
Great
gonna
point.
let a man be a man. I've been told, let a man be a man. My dad tell me, let a man be a man. My mama, let a man be a man. So guess what I'm gonna do? I'll let a man be a man.
Until he
And
show you he's not.
until he show me not. And if he shows me that he's not, well, I don't have to be around him. That's
That's
a
it.
choice that I have.
That's it. That's the truth. That's the man. Man, I'm glad you got up here, Raina woman. Shout out to the chef, man. What's going on, bro? Let's get your take on this whole thing.
I'm gonna mute myself.
Okay.
Well, women, like you said, preserve yourself. I've been talking that for a long time. I'm, I think I'm gonna make a new hashtag. Stop getting in R. Kelly's Jeep, man. Stop. Get that mindset away. Got a lot to live. Stay in your form. You know, grow up and be a beautiful woman. And man, matter of fact, I'm talking something about this about men tonight. When I had men's talk tonight, we gotta learn to preserve ourselves too. My mom's always told me, leave them hussies alone. She's a real woman. She appreciates you as a man. I didn't really understand that until I got older, bro. I didn't understand it until I got married. And it is crazy because by you and Rain woman was talking. I remember the times when I was married, you know, and everything that I was looking for. At times I didn't get, and people say, well, when you get married, the first 5 years it's hard. Yeah, it's true because you still learning and evolving it, and you become as one. And but when that one splits, that's something to think about. And in my life right now, you know, us men, we want to. I want a woman that's pure. I want a woman that she knows that what she's worth. And us as men, we gotta understand what we worth too, because that's the conversation that is not happening that we're gonna have tonight. We gotta know what we worth too. We gotta make. People say, "Oh, you gotta make better choices." Yeah, yeah, that's true. At the first, but first, you gotta know your worth too. You gotta learn from your parents.
Exactly, bro. And I feel like that's what's not being discussed on social media in this whole thing with talking about this R. Kelly situation. Nobody's getting on her mother. Nobody, what y'all can't believe R. Kelly could be a pedophile. Anybody could be a goddamn pedophile. Pedophiles are people.
Yeah. but I think, or I feel, brother, and I want the women to understand this. Don't take it like this. That the women has been got in the past. I'm talking about the moms because the moms like R. Kelly. Because if the moms, oh yeah, I ain't trust my daughter to him. What is you talking about? Now you blame the fathers too. Yeah, yeah, true. But the woman has been got in the past, bro. And,
No,
and look what happened. Look what happened right now. You got a bunch of promiscuous young ladies who become a woman, and that's all he knows. And then when they talk about swinging in my Jeep, do you understand? He wasn't talking about no grown woman. He's swinging your daughter in the Jeep.
right.
He's actually swinging your daughter in the Jeep. Come on, bro.
Literally.
We live in New York. Come on, bro. We see things, bro. Of the what R. Kelly used to sing. Okay, he used to go to schools. Wherever young ladies that get off city buses, he be around. I seen it. Motherfuckers say, yo, what the fuck is, you know what I mean? Excuse my language. And then they say, oh, R. Kelly, I bought your CDs. Oh, this and that. But why he bending your daughter backwards and hitting from the back in the Jeep?
Right. Come on, for real. And then, like, even if you are a fan of somebody and you like somebody, whatever, that doesn't mean that you're so free willing to turn your kids over to them.
Yeah. And that's what actually was happening. The mothers buy the CDs. Oh yeah, you know I'm gonna invite your two to the concert and all sudden, R. Kelly he ain't gonna get a real woman because a real woman will stand up to him like as
Right?
yourself. And
Like,
that
why
and
you
then,
locking me up in this room? I ain't gonna step in this room like this. You crazy.
right. And
Me
so
not
that
talk to
is
him.
right, and that is another conversation where we got to have. Where's the accountability of the mothers, the
Mm.
parents?
And sometimes your children are still going to do what they want to do, right?
Mhm.
But you don't want it to be said that you didn't do your part in trying to guide them and protect them. That's what you don't want to see.
Mhm.
Let it at least be said that your child was hard headed, or they was rebellious, or they didn't listen. But don't let it be said of you that you gave up or that you didn't try.
Mhm. And I think that's has to, it's got to be have to be more, you know, purified woman like yourself to talk to these women to understand that these women out here that are promiscuous, and I'm talking about they not girls no more. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
They grown women. They know
right,
what they doing.
right. Exactly.
And,
They
and,
shouldn't
and
know, but they know.
they, yeah, you should know. And you gotta talk. Listen, these are not the women you follow.
Right.
Man, these are not the women you want, man. You no, if my grandmother would have been living, it was sick to her stomach. See, they said, what? This garbage right here. So and then so when a woman profile yourself when you talk like that, you need to be supportive.
Yeah, I'm here, y'all. I'm back. I don't know what just happened. Could y'all hear me?
Yeah, okay, you know.
No,
Yeah.
hear
Okay,
you now.
okay. What happened was my because I'm on a computer, but it just kicked me off the hangout. So I just jumped on my phone. But what I was saying was there had to be a breakdown in their relationship,
Yeah.
and for that woman to feel like she had to give her daughter up to the industry so she can live a better life, that showed her dad must have been the breadwinner. And when
Hmm.
their relationship broke down, whenever he decided to leave or whatever, she had to say, "Well, listen, my daughter got talent. She got to get in the industry. This the only way we gonna live."
Mm.
So we gotta always look at the situation from from multiple aspects. It's not always just about, you know, the woman just doing something foul, because sometimes when a woman feels like she can't do certain things, and she's in a fight or flight situation, she, you know, she may result to prostitution. She may
Right.
result to selling drugs. It's just
Right.
like with dudes. We
Yeah.
can't find no job. We tired of job hunting. We tired of doors getting shut in our face. We gonna hit the block.
You hustle. Yeah.
Is that the right thing to do? No, but it's about what? Survival.
Right.
So she probably was looking at it like, well, the only way we could survive at this point is if we do this.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Here it, my brother offered me. Well, listen, I know R. Kelly. I've been producing for R. Kelly, and he loves Aaliyah. He thinks she's beautiful.
Right.
And he said he'll give you such and such amount, $100,000 plus this for Aaliyah.
Mm-hmm.
And she probably took that offer. So
Right.
it's not always just, you know, her being a bad person, because we
Right.
really don't know their
We
situation.
don't know the situation.
Yeah.
Right.
The financial part too.
Right. We don't know that. That's what I'm saying.
And we can't
But
be afraid to talk about that. We cannot be afraid to talk about that either.
right.
No, put it all.
Right.
Put it all. Let's put it all under under the light. And let's not do it to really shame anybody. We want to shame the action, not the person. Shame and correct the action, but don't shame the person. Unless you can't separate the person from the action. And in some cases you cannot separate the person from the action. And in some cases you can. And in the cases that you can, we want to try to save the person. We want to shame the action and not the person. And like you say in your own words, heal before we build.
Indeed.